30 years ago, a humble startup game called Magic the Gathering premiered to the public in Milwaukee, Wisconsin at Gen Con 1993. And just a couple of weeks ago, in celebration of those 30 years of Magic the Gathering, a game that has grown to be a Goliath of the industry returned to Gen Con to do something they've never done before. Reveal over 3 years into the future of Magic the Gathering set releases. Over 3 years of what is to come. The information shared by Mark Rosewater and company over Gen Con weekend was staggering in scope, to say the least. They revealed their plans for Magic the Gathering sets, products, and so many universes beyond, going from now all the way to 2026. We know what's happening between now and 2026, though there's probably going to be a lot more secret layers shoved in that they didn't talk about. In this video, I will break down all of that information for your convenience and quick reference. And by quick, I mean probably a longer than usual runtime, because this is everything coming to Magic the Gathering between now and 2026. What does the future hold for Magic the Gathering? Here, I'm going to make sure you know exactly what's coming so that you can know exactly what to save your hard-earned dollars for, and a little bit of commentary by me along the way. Buckle up, because this is what the next 3+ years of Magic are going to look like. But first, do you ever get the feeling that you are being watched? Like a necro sage is looking over your shoulder, collecting your secrets. Go away, Lazov, go away! Good thing I have today's sponsor, Incogni. Incogni is a service that takes your personal data off the market by reaching out to data brokers on your behalf and requesting that your personal data be removed from their lists. You have the right to do this, but so many people and bots are collecting your data, you would never have enough time to remove yourself from every single list. I know I end up getting a ridiculous amount of spam after doing things that we frankly need to do to not be overcharged, like signing up for a loyalty card at a grocery store, or providing my email to get a 20% off coupon for a large purchase. Sometimes it feels like I spend a large part of my day unsubscribing from lists that I didn't even sign up to begin with, and that doesn't even touch the lists that have my data that I don't even know about. But thanks to Incogni, I don't need to worry about this anymore. My data is being removed, keeping me and my finances safe. So if you want to protect your data, sign up for Incogni and let them do the work for you. Just go to incogni.com/Tolarian Community and use code Tolarian Community to get an exclusive offer of 60% off. Oh my God, 60% off. That's incogni.com/Tolarian Community and use code Tolarian Community, or just click the link below to take your personal data off the market. Whoa, just thinking about those 3+ years of Magic made my hair grow long for a minute. Okay, it's better now. Let's take a look. The next Magic the Gathering set is, of course, Wilds of Eldraine, which we are already in the middle of preview season 4. If you think Wilds of Eldraine came out too soon after Commander Masters, well then buckle up, because this video is just getting started. Wilds of Eldraine will actually serve as the beginning of a brand new 3-year storyline. This 3-year storyline will encompass 3 smaller year-long arcs, with the first known as the Almond Path arc. Wilds of Eldraine and the Almond Path arc will be dealing with the ramifications of the recently concluded Phyrexian War. If you thought that this was the job of March of the Machine epilogue boosters, well, you were wrong. Wilds of Eldraine will also include a bonus sheet in its booster packs known as Enchanted Tales. This is essentially the Strixhaven Mystic Archive in Eldraine form, and these will be sometimes storybook, sometimes anime reskins of enchantments from Magic's past, such as the already revealed Doubling Season, Smothering Tithe, and Rhystic Study. Many more may have already been revealed since the recording of this audio and the editing of this video and its publication, and you may be seeing those cards right now. More than anything, we'll be looking to see if Wilds of Eldraine can keep its power levels in check, as the last time we visited the plane, there were an incredibly high number of banned Throne of Eldraine cards. Eldraine will be released on October 4th, and 10 days later, on October 13th, Doctor Who will arrive to plane chase the multiverse with 4 brand new Commander decks. Each deck will have 50 newly designed cards, and all remaining reprints will be reskinned and themed to the Doctor Who universe. There will also be Doctor Who collector booster packs, which you can buy in Doctor Who collector booster boxes, within which you will have a chance to open all of the cards in these Commander precons, but with the possibility of also opening comic-style arts, Surge foils, and of course, serialized Doctors. What has me particularly excited about the Doctor Who set are the Saga cards, which will feature each incarnation of the Doctor's own story. Sagas are one of my most favorite mechanics, at least from recent years, and using them in this way is simply sublime. Continuing with 2023 Universes Beyond, we're actually not done with Lord of the Rings just yet. That's right, we've had one Lord of the Rings set, but what about second Lord of the Rings set? Well, after the October 13th Doctor Who release comes the Lord of the Rings holiday release a few weeks later on November 3rd. This second pass comes with a Jumpstart Volume 2, as well as quote-unquote special edition collector boosters that contain some new mechanically unique cards, a brand new foil treatment, as well as new alternate arts from many iconic Lord of the Rings cards, like this groovy Sauron. Oh my god. Another product coinciding with this holiday release are the 4 scene boxes, not to be confused with bundles, though they look a lot like them, each containing 3 set boosters and 6 traditional foil borderless scene cards that can be displayed on the included paper easel. And that's not all that's happening in November of this year, because this year's November release is the return to our favorite vampire-conquered dinosaur plane with the Lost Caverns of Ixalan. So wait, we have a September standard set with Wilds of Eldraine, and then just 2 months later, it's another standard set release with Lost Caverns of Ixalan? Yep, that's right. And though Lost Caverns of Ixalan is indeed a return to a previously visited plane, don't expect a return to some of that plane's mechanics. I say that because it was revealed that Lost Caverns was initially designed as its own unique underground plane. But during mid-production, Wizards of the Coast decided it would work better as a world that existed underneath the plane of Ixalan. They described this dynamic of revisiting planes as a backdrop set, and it seems we can expect more backdrop sets to come. Lost Caverns of Ixalan will also introduce what Wizards is calling special guests, highly desirable reprints themed to match the flavor of the set they appear in. Unlike bonus sheets, which appear in draft boosters, these reprints will appear in set boosters as part of the list and will also appear in collector boosters. Contained within set and collector booster packs of the Lost Caverns of Ixalan will be Universes Beyond Magic the Gathering cards of Jurassic Park, or Jurassic World, I guess. Can we really not call it Jurassic Park? We have to say Jurassic World? In my day, we called it Jurassic Park. Well, whatever you call it, these cards will be in set and collector booster packs of Lost Caverns and will include famous characters and scenes from across the multi-film franchise. These mechanically unique cards are distributed similar to the way Transformers cards were found in the Brothers War packs. So if you loved that there were Transformers cards in Brothers War packs, you're gonna love that there's Jurassic Park cards in Ixalan packs. This type of Universes Beyond distribution method is referred to as booster inserts, and we most assuredly can expect to see them pop up in more Universes Within sets to come. So that literally is something big coming every single month for 2023, and you'll notice that we have not one, but 2 more standard sets coming between Wilds of Eldraine and the Lost Caverns of Ixalan. This mirrors, of course, Innistrad, which had both Midnight Hunt and Crimson Vow, and at the time, I predicted they're just gonna make this a regular thing, and they did! Guess I'm right sometimes. Alright, that's 2023 out of the way, but what does 2024 hold for Magic the Gathering? The first release of 2024 will be Ravnica Remastered. This reprint set will curate all 3 previous Ravnica-focused blocks into one draftable environment. It promises to lean into the strengths of what makes Ravnica Ravnica. the guilds. And you can expect not only retro frame treatments, but shocklands to boot. What's exciting about this, and what many may not realize, is that if we include War of the Spark, Wizards has 9 complete sets of Ravnica-focused reprints to pull from. That gives us an excellent pool full of cards like Dark Confidant and Cyclonic Rift, or Assassin's Trophy and Karn the Great Creator. The previous 2 remastered sets were products that I gave some of my highest grades and praise to, and considering what a special place Ravnica has in the hearts of many Magic the Gathering players, I could not be more excited for this particular product. And speaking of Ravnica, the first non-reprint set of 2024 is also set there, Murders at Karlov Manor. Following Ravnica Remastered, this set takes place on Ravnica as well. It has already been revealed that the set won't have any focus on previous Ravnica mechanics, nor will it even focus on the guilds of Ravnica, but instead the entire focal point will be the murder mystery, solving which one of these culprits is the murderer. Is it Oriella, the war leader? Or possibly Massacre Girl? Oh wait, it's Massacre Girl, right? Not much of a mystery when one of the culprits literally has Massacre Girl as a name. Alright, murder mystery solved. And if the idea behind this set just sounds like a Universes Beyond for the board game Clue, well, you're right, because coinciding with the release of Murders of Karlov Manor is Ravnica Clue Edition. As though a meme has come to life, Magic and Clue are coming together for Clue's 75th anniversary. This Magic the Gathering product stars the reimagined Clue cast and brings players a multiplayer, self-contained experience. The rules and gameplay of this experience are inspired by the mechanics of the Clue board game, and the whole whodunit is set on Ravnica just like the main set. But that's not the only Universe Beyond we'll be visiting in 2024, because in March of that year, we'll be visiting the Fallout franchise. That's right, in March there will be commander decks depicting the post-nuclear apocalyptic hellscape of Fallout. Radiated monsters, goons, factions, weapons, robots, and more will be ours to cast. I can't help but wonder if this release will parallel the Warhammer 40k pre-constructed decks and also have expensive collector's editions. Or will it parallel the Doctor Who commander decks and have expensive collector boosters alongside it? Only time will tell. Quarter 2 of 2024 then continues on with Outlaws of Thunder Junction. That's right, we're doing Cowboy World. It's the Cowboy World plane, and this set will be focused on the idea of villains coming together from across the multiverse for a standoff on this fantasy frontier plane. The villainous characters in the preview images appear to be, or at least as far as my best guess is, Tiny Bones, Oko, a brand new character, Rakdos, and oh my god, is that Jace and Vraska? I think it's Jace and Vraska. Wait, are they still villains? In the past, Wizards of the Coast has stated that the difficulty in doing a cowboy plane is that players would expect a cowboy plane to have guns, and Wizards of the Coast doesn't like to do guns, although they didn't seem to have a problem doing them in Warhammer. And I'm noticing this weird Thunderbolt contraption here in the artwork. Maybe they came up with a compromise. Maybe that's what they have instead of guns. I don't know. It's Cowboy World. Buckle up. Yeehaw. Following Outlaws of Thunder Junction and closing out quarter 2 of 2024 will be Modern Horizons 3, also known as Rotation for the non-rotating formats of Modern, Legacy, and Commander. Haha, I'm just kidding. Or am I? Both Modern Horizons 1 and Modern Horizons 2 have become infamous for taking over these formats. And critics such as myself have often claimed that this was a solution to create a pseudo-rotation for these non-rotating formats, by designing cards so powerful that they would simply outpace the old cards of Modern and Legacy. Given what cards we've seen already take over these formats, what exactly is the power level going to be for Modern Horizons 3? Is Ragavan simply not going to be able to hold a candle to the new team-up card of Ragavan and Hogak? Not an actual card, but you know, they might. What we do know is that there will be an introduction of double-faced cards in Modern Horizons 3, and that the set will also include a quote-unquote powerful and complex draft environment. Oh no, if it's going to be powerful, that means it's going to be expensive, right? Better start saving up now. In July of 2024, Magic the Gathering will travel to a universe beyond with Assassin's Creed, a franchise that will be arriving with the introduction of Beyond boosters. Every single Assassin's Creed game will be featured across this new, non-draftable booster pack product that will include new mechanically unique cards as well as reprints. Presumably most of, if not the entire crossover, will be contained entirely within these new booster pack variants, but more may be revealed yet. Continuing into Q3 of 2024, the next main set is the cuddly yet deadly plane of Bloomburrow. Narratively, Bloomburrow will begin the one-year Dragonstorm story arc. Flavorfully and mechanically, this adorable and lovable set has no humans, and instead features anthropomorphic woodland animals as the main characters. Home to rabbits, squirrels, rats, raccoons, unicorns, wolves, and more, Bloomburrow reminds us of the world of Redwall, and I wouldn't be surprised to see it be a beloved set for many years after its release. The final mainline release of 2024 is Duskmourn, House of Horror, a top-down designed set that plays homage to the horror genre in a different way than what we've already seen on Innistrad and New Phyrexia. Who knew horror came in so many flavors? This brand new plane takes place inside of a giant mansion, not to be confused with Karlov Manor, filled with terrifying corridors and sinister rooms. Duskmourn promises to speak to more modern horror sensibilities, as Mark Rosewater stated, an inspiration specifically from horror of the 70s and 80s. Playing into that, a fun detail in the preview art is that the funkadelic fella with the jacket appears to be holding some kind of strange ghost hunting device. Is there a yet unnamed Ghostbusters Universes Beyond coming our way to tie in with this set? It could happen. One of the things that strikes me most about Duskmourn House of Horror is that it's the only thing I've talked about so far that isn't a kind of meme or a joke or Magic doing a universe beyond. Think about it. We're gonna do Cowboy World. We're gonna have Jurassic Park and Ixalan booster packs. We're doing Clue, but it's Magic the Gathering and it's a murder mystery on Ravnica. Ravnica isn't even about the guilds, and everything just seems to be a joke or a meme or a parody of itself, but this is one of the first things. I guess Modern Horizons 3 counts as not a joke, depending on who you ask, or parody of itself, but it just feels like so much of what's coming is a little too not taking itself seriously. So I'm actually excited to see what might be a more serious Magic the Gathering set. That, however, is 2024 for you. Let's talk about what's coming to Magic the Gathering in 2025. As we head into 2025, I suppose remastered sets are all the rage because it begins with Innistrad Remastered. Just like Ravnica Remastered the year prior, this remastered set will curate all the visits to Innistrad into one epic draft environment. Though there are only 7 Innistrad sets to pull reprints from as opposed to Ravnica's 9, that doesn't mean we aren't without a plethora of stellar cards that could be reprinted here. Everything from Snapcaster Mage to Meat Hook Massacre, Cavern of Souls, Crater Hoof Behemoth. Oh yeah, that was from Innistrad originally, wasn't it? Parallel Lives, even Emrakul, The Promised End. Let's just hope this time the cards in this set are in color. Following Innistrad Remastered is a set we only know by its codename, Tennis. But it is unlikely to be centered around the game of tennis, though with Universes Beyond, who knows? What we do know is that this set will focus on a multi-dimensional death race spanning across the omen paths of 3 different racetrack planes. Oh my god. 2 planes of which we've seen before but haven't revisited yet, and 1 plane that is brand new and has only ever been mentioned in flavor text before. Any guesses for our Universes Beyond booster inserts? Fast and the Furious? Oh my god. Diddy Kong Racing? Maybe they'll do a tie-in and can bring back Magic the Gathering Grand Prix events. Grand Prix, cause racing, you get it? You get it. After tennis, we're finally headed back to Tarkir with the set codename Ultimate. This set aims to blend the best of both worlds, bringing the highlights of Khans of Tarkir and the highlights of Dragons of Tarkir under one roof without revisiting the mistakes of Fate Reforged. I'm just kidding, I liked Fate Reforged. I actually liked Tarkir Block. It was the last block. It was the end of an era. After that, everything started to go south, if you ask me. You didn't ask me? Well, I'll make a video about it then. All I have to say is there better be Fetchland reprints in this set. At this point, I think people would expect that more than they'd expect dragons. Following back to Tarkir will, without a doubt, be the largest Universes Beyond release of 2025. That's right, Final Fantasy is coming to Magic the Gathering in the form of a complete draft set, just like Lord of the Rings had, which means there will also be set and collector boosters, as well as Jumpstart, bundles, commander decks, probably more, because I doubt Square Enix lent us the rights for cheap. All we know so far is that each mainline online Final Fantasy game from 1 through 16 will be represented across this one set. While no IP can top The Lord of the Rings, I do think Final Fantasy makes a lot of sense as the next big draft set for Universes Beyond. Hey, maybe there'll be a one-of-one chocobo in it. And after Final Fantasy, it's time to go to outer space as the next set of the year will follow the success of science fiction like Kamigawa and the probably not as successful Unfinity by giving us a Magic the Gathering space opera set. Codename Volleyball will travel with our planeswalkers as they explore the stars beyond. Hey, maybe this will be an opportunity to add a Universes Beyond Star Trek, though I bet the majority of you are probably rooting for Star Wars instead. Oh no, wait, they probably can't do that because that's Disney, and Disney's got a card game. If you checked out Lorcana, I hear it's really cool. Moving on, the final set of 2025 will be the long-awaited and often thought impossible, never going to happen, back to Lorwyn. That's right, we're returning to Lorwyn and Shadowmoor at long last. Though I do wonder if they will take a note from the success of Kamigawa Neon Dynasty and give us some weird, unexpected update to the setting. Either way, this is probably the one thing in this entire video that I am most excited for, though I'm not nearly as excited as our good friend Spice8Rack, who did an entire video about how awesome Lorwyn is, which if you haven't watched, you absolutely should check out here. Really glad we're returning to Lorwyn. It is going to be tricky, but I hope they are able to pull it off the same way they pulled off our return to Kamigawa. Here, I don't think that a dramatic change to the theme of setting is going to work as well, and I think they're going to need to instead lean deeply into everything that made Lorwyn and Shadowmoor, but only time, in this case years, will tell. One thing about these yearly remastered sets, Ravnica and then Innistrad, that I want to mention is that the original remastered set of Time Spiral took an authentic Magic the Gathering block, 3 sets over the course of a year designed for draft, and curated a singular draft experience, capturing both the flavor of that block as well as the draft mechanics, and I thought it was a success. I also thought Dominaria Remastered was a huge success, but when I look at the idea of taking so many Innistrad sets and so many Ravnica sets which were never designed to be drafted together, I get a little nervous about what that draft experience will be. I wish that remastered sets had stuck with the idea of we're going to take blocks, 3 sets that were made over the course of a year, and combine them into one. This also allows you to have myriad Innistrad Remastered and Ravnica Remastered sets that maybe are Return to Ravnica Remastered, followed by original Innistrad Remastered, and so forth. And that does make me a little cautious about what is going to come, but if Gavin is working on these as he did the previous 2, then I think they'll be a success. And thus I am optimistic as we look forward to, oh my goodness, 2026. What's coming to Magic in 2026? Well, all right, moving into what's to happen in Magic the Gathering in 2026. My head hurts so bad. I mean, are you ready to go back to Archivios? You know what Archivios is? Why, it's the name of the plane that's the home to the Strixhaven School, of course. Archivos? Archivos? Vios? The codename of the set is Yachting, because at this point in the video, if you owned a yacht, you probably had to sell it to pay for all this Magic product. Jokes aside, Strixhaven was one of my favorite sets of the year, however many years ago it had come out by the time we get to 2026. I did an entire video about how Lorehold was one of the most clever and interesting designs in Magic, and you can check that video out here. Finally, the last product revealed is known only by the codename Ziplining. And all that has been revealed is that this is the set that will serve as the story capstone, completing at long last the narrative that begins with Wilds of Eldraine. And that is everything, except of course for the many secret layers and probably other products that are going to come our way over these years. More Magic products revealed than ever before. The transparency from Wizards of the Coast here is appreciated, though it does seem like a bit much. What are all their announcements going to be about? I don't know, we're just going to have to wait and see what other surprises are in store, but now I want to hear from you. What do you think about the next several years of Magic the Gathering as has been revealed field. Are you excited for everything coming between now and 2026? What are you most looking forward to, and what has you the most unenthused about, and why? Let me know in the comments below. And remember, if you are sick of manually unsubscribing from lists and worried about your information being on databases of companies that you never agreed to give your information to, you should check out Incogni, sponsor of today's video. If you want to protect your data, sign up for Incogni and let them do all of that work for you. Just go to incogni.com/TolarianCommunity and use code TolarianCommunity to get an exclusive offer of 60% off. That's incogni.com/TolarianCommunity and use code TolarianCommunity, or click the link below and take your personal data off of the market.
Next time on Shuffle Up and Play.
Today, we have a powerful pod of potent personalities coming to bring you Commander, but with a twist.
This format is Treasure Cruise. It was developed by members of my Discord to satisfy the base Magic player urge to gamble whenever possible. It features a special add-on deck of mostly helpful artifacts with a couple harmful curses that you can roll a die to go digging and get something for free on your board.
Ba-boom! God damn it!
Is this back-to-back curses? Oh, it's time. It's time for bees.
No,
not the bees.
Ironcrag Pyromancer. I see a lot of things that die to 3 damage, so I'm pretty excited about that.
So everything in your hand and in play dies to removal?
Specifically removal that is set up by the Howling one that's currently in play. Oh, stop it. Outside of game, how, if I'm gonna just top.
I think you need to say to the camera, I'd like some top, please.
I would like some top, please.
It's almost